Mama said there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this, Mama said. Day 46. Day 46 of a 40-day juice fast. And if you're new here, you're like, the math ain't mathing. So we have the option to continue if we're seeing progress and if the mission is not done. So we don't quit, we are done when we finish. And in this context, that means you have flushed everything out of your system. You are producing nothing but pellets, gerbil drops, rabbit leftovers. They're going to look like pellets when you're done with everything. And I, my dear, am not there yet. As I mentioned in day 33 was the first day I have released this urban myth known as mucoid plaque. And if you're not familiar with that term, I suggest looking it up. Mucoid plaque. M-U-C. Wow, brain fart. Mucoid plaque. M-U-C-I-U-D? M-U-C plaque. P-L-A-Q-U-E. Come on, you better ask Siri. Ask Siri. I was falling asleep. Wow. I was in this chair, my girl. You better hit record before it end up being tomorrow. I I'm I don't know if these symptoms are spiritual evolution at this point, because I'm like, okay, I got the sniffles. I've been surrounded by people who have been sick, and I have been doing fine on juice, especially citrus juice, especially pineapple juice, getting massive hits of vitamin C. And this is also, it coincides with standing up for myself yesterday in a position where I did not feel aligned any longer. I did not feel joy any longer. So it's funny that fasting will bring up all the things you have run from in the past, or all the interactions or the feelings that you haven't felt with, or haven't sat with. Feelings of betrayal, feelings of abandonment. These are all little situations that are going to come up to provoke these feelings for you. It's a little warm. We just got through with a nice little walk, and I'm like, woo, I just felt the need to run. Mind you, I have the sniffles, and I've had a headache for, it's definitely been 24 hours. But also, I really pushed myself this week. I think I worked like 70 hours, no exaggeration. And that's where I'm learning, okay, that was the cue right there. That was a little too much on the system. I took advantage of myself feeling good, being around sick people, not getting sick, not having a dampening in my energy or my productivity or anything like that. So I got a little cocky, I guess. Or it could mean, like I was mentioning yesterday, I did a new thing where I stood up for myself, where I just did not feel aligned and valued um in a position I was in that I got promoted with rather quickly. Um, yeah, so I decided to walk away and have faith that other great opportunities, and mind you, this was not a bad opportunity. This was not a bad opportunity at all. Definitely, you have to be resilient. You have to be resourceful. You can't stress easily in this position because it's an actual production. So the show literally must go on, no matter what. And I do great in those type of chaotic positions, because chaotic and chaos is, I've been exposed to it so much. So the shock value is no longer there, you know? So you can actually function. Just like when you learn to drive in snow, you got to get past that initial shock factor of sliding and not having control and possibly, it's all physics and geometry, but you have to get past that exposure, that shock of, oh my gosh, I'm not in control. What's happening? The car's not going where I'm telling it to go. get past that and just you become relaxed and you realize, okay, oh, if I turn my wheels this way, I get a different angle. Oh, if I turn my wheels that way, I get another angle. Oh, if I'm in a really tight bind, I'll accelerate a little bit because I mean, you can't brake. You go slide. You can't aggressively just halt. You can't aggressively just react. You got to think consciously. Another example that comes to my mind for all my motorcycle riders, you have to anticipate all of what could happen around you. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Evolution or bacteria? Excuse me. Felt a little missed. But instead of driving myself even further today, I was like, girl, do what you can earlier today. I worked a little bit earlier today. Do what you can. And then outside of that, do what you want. Do what you feel like you need. And that was definitely, reorganizing my room. I need my room to have a certain flow about it, or I notice just my thoughts reflect that. So did that, posted some furniture I wanted to sell. It's crazy as you start cleansing your body, you just want to start cleansing your environment. And nothing that represents your identity going forward can remain because it's going to remind you of your old identity. Speaking of these pants, let me give myself a shout out. I was just wearing these pants a couple months ago and they fit without me tying them up. Now, look at this. This is tied. These used to be able to fit with just like that. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. Didn't mean to just put that in your face like that, but I'm like, wow, interesting. For reference, I'm about 5'7". I started about 206. I think I weighed myself at 181.4 today. Of course, that's going to fluctuate. Of course, that's going to be water retention, water loss. That's going to be a mix of things. But I think this is a point where, yeah, you should probably rest and have faith that just like with the job I left yesterday, saying, yeah, this is my last show. If you want to know more about it, look at yesterday's video about how that went down. And another thing, you never really know who's watching you. As I was saying bye to people towards the end, I didn't announce it towards the end. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be my last show. And even the engineer guys who I maybe have exchanged one sentence to, they're like, oh, are you kidding? Where are you going? I'm like, Harold, we've only talked one time and you seem pretty affected by this. You never know who's watching, honestly. And sometimes you just have to have faith to take the leap and go where you are valued instead of trying to please the situation. And if you can, leave on a high note. They are so prepared for the next show that it's never been organized like that. Thank you, OCD. They're good to go. But I know nobody can reenact what I can do. Nobody can reenact what you can do. Understand that is currency. Understand that is a pretty high selling point in the right market, in the right area. You know how people always use the analogy of where placement is can determine how your value is interpreted. They use the example of the water bottle. Water bottle in grocery stores, $1, maybe $2. A water bottle in a gas station is probably $4. Like a water bottle in an airport is probably $8. Water in, the Ritz-Carlton is probably $12, Same substance essentially, but put in different environments that appreciate. And my dog is tearing up this bone. Yeah. So, anywho, what was the theme of today? Honestly, just make it to another day. I know there's another lull that's coming. There's another lull that's happening. I made a video about the lull points in doing something for extended periods of time. I'm still finding my voice. I'm still deciphering like I just want to just flow through me. I never know what I'm gonna say on here. I try to provide structure, but it feels so much better just having a conversation about really what it is being in the mud. But, you know, exfoliate in the mud. You don't have to drown. It's not quicksand. I'm learning just to enjoy day by day what I have the opportunity to do. I had the opportunity to walk with my dog in the sun, you know? I had the opportunity to talk to some great people. I had the opportunity to express my needs. I had the opportunity to show up here. Opportunity is everywhere. Sometimes we just get too familiar and we forget about the miracles that already happened in our life because we've just gone so, it's standard now. It's an expectation. It's an entitle. It can be an entitlement. I know the company that I left this weekend doesn't need me to continue functioning, which made it less personal. But I need me. I need me to be in places where I feel valued. I know there is a thin line that I'm willing to walk. It's too thin. Breezy, it's too thin. It's like walking a piece of dental floss across the Grand Canyon with that little pole that you hold, with the extreme. What are they called? Help me out. The walkers, the skywalkers. That's dope if that's what they're called. I know it's a technical term. Have you ever seen one of them fall? Me neither. They usually make it, right? Yeah. 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 So I know it's a thin line between overdoing, over pleasing, trying to be people pleasing, and then that turning quickly into resentment because your energy is not being matched in your desired method of receiving. It may even look different. People may show gratitude to you different, but that's not what you need, right? What did you need as a kid? What emotional absences did you have to cover yourself essentially? Is it neglect? Was it emotional neglect? Were your parents always working so they didn't have time for you? At least they had a house over you, a roof over your head. Were your parents financially off, but they just could never show up for you because they were too busy trying to work? Did you not grow up with a guardian? Nobody was there for you. Likely, you're going to need to be reassured in those areas of life. Can you communicate that to people? Can you communicate that to yourself? Can you provide that to yourself? Can you let yourself know you are being seen and you are being heard and you are being understood? I did a deep meditation the other day and it brought me to a conclusion like, wow, I just wanted to be heard as a kid, that my emotions mattered, that it was okay to be sad. It was okay to be angry. It was okay to express my feelings were hurt. Um, it was safe to express that I just need love right now, or I just want to be able to express and not get in trouble, or not be shamed or not be guilted because I have this need of being validated for something, And that's going to carry over into adulthood. We can get it toxically, we can get it by force, by trying to manipulate and subdue people to persuade them to get the output we want, or we will condition ourselves to think we don't need that. Oh, I'm independent. I don't need that. I don't need people. I don't need relationships. I can do it all myself. It's all good. That longing, that need still needs to be fed in some way. But now you've distorted it so much, you're going to try to get it fed through relationships. You're going to try to get it fed through food. You're going to try to get it fed through binge eating, distractions, being a working workaholic. You're never going to stimulate you enough to forget that you have that need because you don't trust anybody would meet you where you are. You don't trust you're worthy of receiving in the current state you are. And that's a mind trip and it's a mind trap. Once we have that awareness, we can actually address these things and make progress in how we want to show up from this point on. Now that we know this information about ourselves, now that we're understanding the concept of ourselves, you can't unsee it when you start seeing truth. Like, okay, that resonated a little too much. Maybe I should start practicing that. Okay, that hit close to home, or okay, I immediately became curious all that. Start morning pages, start freehand journaling. I know you don't feel like it. It's not a habit you've grown yet, but it will reveal something eventually, sometimes instantly. Be willing to get a PhD in yourself, knowing your triggers, knowing your scars, knowing your soft wounds, knowing what trust feels like because you trust yourself. Fasting just it it ticks all the boxes. You're in such a routine. If you're focused, you're in such a routine where now your body's learning to trust you because you're giving it constant sustenance. You're not putting toxins in it. You're not pimping it out to try to overwork, to try to be a people pleaser. Your masks are coming off. You don't attach yourself to stress or worry as much. You're not as judgmental. You're just kind of like, wow, this is what relax feels like. Now I can actually create. Now I can actually think of solutions because my body is not feeling like it's under attack 24/7 with inflammation or with worrisome thoughts or with chronic stress. When your joints are inflamed, when your heart rate can't slow down, your body's like, what you want me to focus on first? Well, I guess we're just gonna go here. We're gonna focus on this here. Oh, she's digesting again. Okay, everybody pause. Pause the healing. Pause the cleaning. Okay, bring the food down. Let's go. Let's get this done. The most calorically expensive thing to do is digest. And yep, we gotta put all our calories to digest because she's having an emotion. And let's just get this done, guys. Let's get this done. Let's support our girl. That's what your body's saying. Now that you cannot binge anymore, now that you cannot run from your emotions. Now that you can't dodge people who are showing back up in your life randomly, you are invited once again to sit with it. You are welcome to the table. Hey, girl, are you gonna run towards the door again? Are you gonna hide under the table? Are you just gonna tell everybody I'm just not gonna speak to you anymore because you've disheartened me? I felt what you did to me was inappropriate. It was selfish. It was unacceptable. So I am going to act like you just don't exist. Hmm. How's that going? And I'm not talking like you have to just jump in to heal a familial bond that has been tattered for years. No, let's start with baby steps, durable steps. You run into a guy you used to talk to. Do you still have that energetic charge when you think about it? You ran into a girl you had a disagreement with. Are you gonna hold that grudge and act like she doesn't exist? Or are you gonna speak? A person reaches out to you that you haven't talked to in a year, happens to need to ask you a question or something. Are you gonna be spiteful? Okay. Then it's like, oh, well, she's not ready yet. Or, oh, she chose to lean in and not have an emotional charge and not make it about her. Not even make it about the person. It's about the interaction. This is all for my greatest good. So let me just bathe in it. Let me try to understand it. Let me do the best I can in the current situation I'm in right now. And sometimes that means conversing. Sometimes that means walking away. Sometimes that means knowing that you'll come back and acknowledge it when you're ready, but not dismissing it as, oh, this is not important. It's okay. How do I want to handle this situation? But don't wait too long because that's when anxiety starts. I notice the anxiety starts kicking up again because now you have more tabs open. You're like, wait a minute, hold on. You need this energy and mental capacity to stay focused on your goals and stay focused on what you're doing and definitely to be juicing for 2 hours, you know? So you can become more prone of just getting productive and getting just the little things out of the way. Cleaning your room, oh, just take a second. Oh, laundry, oh, just take a second. Let's just get it done with. And these things are already in motion and working for you now, you know? So now you can just go back and focus on how you plan to progress today, what your soul is really telling you what the next step is. You crave silence? You crave time with God? You crave good people around you? Good people actually start showing up around you, which is phenomenal, which is it's great. It's really great. So we're just gonna keep at it. I gotta get about half a juice left. This is my last juice for today. It's a little late. It's about 8:30. Plan on getting some good sleep. Hopefully my body will get the rest it needs. Gonna listen to some Neville Goddard tonight because he says sleep is our opportunity to talk to God. And coming from a history of just having supernatural night terrors as a kid, I typically needed some type of noise, especially when I'm in very vulnerable seasons of my life. I needed background noise just to make sure the thoughts don't encompass me and I'm just up all night with a nighttime panic attack. And if you know what that feels like, it sucks. It is very uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable. And the bounce back takes like 2 days. But anywho, I'm just a girl on a journey, taking the layers off, taking the sweaters off, taking the information off, and getting down to the truth. Going down the rabbit hole. What did Neo ask? What did the girl ask Neo? You trying to go down the bunny hole? You trying to follow the rabbit? All right, come on, let's go. Because this can't be my reality. There's too much evidence that resonates for me to realize I can't change my reality despite the current circumstances, in spite of the current circumstances. So I'll be here showing up every single day. And hopefully, if you see me from the beginning till now, I hope to be further developed. I hope that I'm coming off evolving. My intention is to show up and hopefully be a message, if not to my future self or my past self. Some people say it's all the same. At least one person, or just wanting change and needing change, but is ignited in a certain way, needs to be spoken to in a certain way, needs to resonate a certain way with somebody's voice, you know? But I love you so much. You know where to find me tomorrow. Tomorrow. Another day in the books, sweetheart. We're doing this. We're really doing this. And I'm here for it. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to have you. And I love you. Whatever you're going through, just know you got so many people counting on you. You get glimpses of it too. Don't tell me you don't. You can try to be shy all you won't. You can try to bypass all you won't. That's why you feel that uneasiness because you know the truth of your calling. But that's all right. We're going to take this step by step, as you can see. All right now, DJ Breezy Bree signing off on this wonderful Idaho evening at 8:36 p.m. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.